Today, billions of people stop what they are doing to watch the World Cup. Cities become quieter during important matches. Offices suddenly feel emptier. Restaurants, bars, and living rooms fill with people wearing the colors of their country. Even those who rarely watch soccer often find themselves checking scores and talking about the tournament. What makes this so unusual is that the World Cup was never supposed to become the center of the sporting world. It is not the oldest international competition. It does not happen every year. And when it first began, only a small group of nations took part. Yet somehow, this event grew into something that can capture the attention of nearly every corner of the planet at the same time. So how did a modest tournament become the biggest game in the world? To answer that question, we need to go back to a time when soccer was still searching for its place on the global stage. The World Cup was born from a simple question: who was the best? Long before television connected continents, sports fans argued about which nation had the strongest players. Soccer was already spreading rapidly across Europe and South America, while ships, trade routes, and migration carried the game to new regions. People everywhere were playing by similar rules, yet there was no true global competition to settle the debate. The Olympic Games included soccer, but the tournament was limited and did not fully represent the growing popularity of the sport. As more countries embraced the game, the demand for a dedicated international championship became impossible to ignore. That opportunity arrived in 1930 when Uruguay hosted the first FIFA World Cup. Only 13 teams participated, and traveling to South America required long journeys by sea. Compared with today's standards, the event was small, but it introduced a powerful idea. Nations from different parts of the world could compete for a single title on one stage. At the time, few people could have imagined how important that idea would become. But a good idea alone does not create a global phenomenon. Something else helped transform the tournament into a worldwide event. The World Cup succeeded because it combined simplicity with exclusivity. Unlike many sports that require expensive equipment or specialized facilities, soccer can be played almost anywhere. A ball and an open space are often enough. This made the game accessible to people from different economic backgrounds, cultures, and regions. As soccer spread, FIFA expanded alongside it. Over time, the organization welcomed members from nearly every corner of the globe. Today, FIFA includes more national associations than the United Nations has member states. That network allowed millions of people to feel connected to the same competition. However, participation was never automatic. Every 4 years, countries must earn their place through qualification tournaments. Teams compete within their geographic regions, fighting for a limited number of spots. Some nations spend years preparing only to miss the tournament entirely. That process creates scarcity. Not every country gets a ticket. Not every generation of players reaches the final stage. When a team finally qualifies, supporters feel they have earned the right to celebrate. The structure of the tournament adds another layer of drama. The group stage gives teams a chance to recover from mistakes, while the knockout rounds remove second chances completely. One missed opportunity, one unexpected goal, or one brilliant performance can change everything. Then there is the timing. Most major sports championships happen every year. The World Cup arrives only once every 4 years. That long wait builds anticipation and turns each tournament into an event rather than a routine competition. People do not simply watch the World Cup, they wait for it. Yet even these factors do not fully explain why the tournament generates emotions that few other sporting events can match. To understand that, we need to look beyond soccer itself. The World Cup became special because it represents much more than a game. In most sports competitions, fans support a club, a city, or a franchise. The World Cup is different because national teams represent entire countries. Players carry the expectations of millions, while supporters see their culture, identity, and history reflected on the field. That emotional connection creates moments that people remember for decades. Some tournaments introduce future legends. Others produce unforgettable surprises. A single match can become part of national history, discussed for generations long after the final whistle. This is why certain World Cup moments remain famous, even among people who are not dedicated soccer fans. The stories often extend beyond sports. They involve pride, disappointment, redemption, and hope. Those themes are universal, which helps explain why the tournament appeals to audiences far beyond traditional supporters. There is also a common misunderstanding that the World Cup became successful simply because soccer is popular. Popularity certainly helped, but many widely played sports do not create the same level of international attention. What makes this event unique is its ability to unite people around a shared experience. During the tournament, conversations occur across different languages, cultures, and time zones, yet everyone is focused on the same story. Another misconception is that only passionate soccer followers care about the competition. In reality, many viewers pay little attention to the sport during the rest of the year. The World Cup attracts casual audiences because the stakes are easy to understand. Win and continue. Lose and go home. Even someone watching for the first time can immediately grasp the importance of the moment. As a result, the tournament becomes larger than the game itself. But success on this scale also brings new challenges. Part 4. The future of the world's biggest game. The World Cup continues to evolve because the world around it keeps changing. Over the decades, the tournament expanded from a small gathering of teams into a truly global competition. More countries now have opportunities to participate, which reflects the growing reach of soccer across different continents. At the same time, expansion creates debate. Some people believe that adding more teams increases representation and allows emerging nations to compete on the biggest stage. Others worry that larger tournaments may reduce the overall quality of play or place greater physical demands on athletes. Technology has also changed the experience. Fans can watch matches on phones, tablets, and streaming platforms from almost anywhere. Social media spreads highlights within seconds, allowing memorable moments to reach audiences that may never have seen them in previous generations. Interest varies by country as well. In places such as Brazil and Argentina, the competition is deeply connected to national identity. Across much of Europe, it remains one of the most important sporting events. In the United States, enthusiasm has grown steadily as soccer attracts larger audiences and greater investment. Despite these differences, the tournament continues to serve the same purpose it did nearly a century ago, bringing nations together through competition. And that may be its greatest achievement. Outrow. The World Cup did not become the biggest game in the world overnight. It began as a small tournament with a simple mission, survived global conflict, expanded across continents, and eventually grew into an event capable of capturing the attention of billions.
Its success is not only about goals, trophies, or famous players. The real story is how a sport B-say MEA shared experience for people who may have nothing else in common.
Every 4 years, different languages, cultures, and traditions come together to follow the same drama. For a few weeks, the world watches the same matches, celebrates the same surprises, and remembers the same moments. And perhaps that is the real reason the World Cup became the biggest game in the world. What is your favorite World Cup memory? Let us know in the comments below.